Name is Chioma Innocent, and here are the top stories. Violence erupts across Mexico as army kills drug cartel leader. Terrorist parade traumatized victims kidnapped in Zamfara, Sokoto region. Federal government reveals foreign terrorists behind most killings in northern Nigeria. And ADC loses. PDP secures one council as APC dominates FCT elections. Details now. Thank you for staying with us. The world news at 12 begins with violence erupting in Mexico after troops killed Nemesio El Mencho Oseguera Cervantes, head of the Jalisco New Generation CJNG drug cartel. The gang is one of the fastest growing criminal networks in the North American nation, with El Mencho the country's most wanted drug dealer. El Mencho was notorious for trafficking fentanyl, methamphetamine, and cocaine to the United States and staging brazen attacks against government officials who challenged his operations. The 59-year-old former police officer was killed on Sunday as the Mexican military staged a shootout in his home state of Jalisco in an attempt to capture him. 4 cartel members were killed at the scene, while another 3, including El Mencho, died while being flown to Mexico City, the nation's capital. The U.S. provided intelligence support for the operation, according to the White House. The State Department had offered a $15 million reward for information leading to El Mencho's capture. El Mencho's death triggered chaos across several Mexican states as cartel members barricaded roads, touched vehicles, and clashed with authorities. In a tragic development back home in Nigeria, terrorists suspected to be fighters of the Islamic State West Africa province ISWAP have reportedly attacked the Garahamojili military camp of the Nigerian army in Adamawa State, killing at least 2 soldiers during a fierce gun battle. VOP News gathered that the insurgents launched the assault on Sunday, engaging troops in a 20-minute fight while they launched the assault before overpowering the position. However, 2 soldiers were confirmed dead in the exchange, while an unspecified number of others sustained injuries. The attack has reportedly set parts of the camp ablaze, destroying structures and burning 3 military vehicles stationed within the facility. Meanwhile, the insurgents allegedly carted away weapons and with the public and authorities to secure their freedom. Mrs. Aisha Al-Mustafa, a teacher who posted the video on X, identified one of the young women as Miriam and her friend. She disclosed that one of the women was abducted while traveling from Zamfara to Sokoto State to resume school. In the video, the 2 women looked distressed, their clothes dirty and faces swollen from prolonged hardship in captivity. They repeatedly cried out for help as they struggled to contain their emotions. At one point in the footage, one of the armed men speaking in Hausa was heard taunting the captive, asking them why they could not speak louder to describe their situation. The bandit's voice could be heard in the background as he appeared to coerce the women into addressing the camera. The circumstances surrounding their abduction remain unclear. However, the victims have reportedly been held for over a month in the custody of the criminals, who have continued to operate across forested areas straddling Zamfara and Sokoto State. In her post, Mrs. Al-Mustafa lamented the prolonged captivity of her friend and declared a state of insecurity in the region. The federal government has disclosed that a large number of terrorists carrying out deadly attacks in northern Nigeria are not Nigerians. According to the government, these fighters entered the country through weak and porous borders. The revelation was made by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, during a meeting with members of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria in Abuja on Sunday. Akume said intelligence reports from security agencies show that many suspects arrested after recent attacks could not speak English or Hausa. Instead, they communicated fluently in French, a language not commonly used in the affected communities. He added that although Boko Haram was originally formed in Nigeria, most of the gunmen now hiding in forest and rural settlements are foreigners. He mentioned areas in Niger State and other parts of the North Central region as examples. The SGF described insecurity as a global challenge and not a problem limited to Nigeria alone. He noted that even developed countries are facing similar threats. Now, the All Progressives Congress APC has secured a dominant victory in Saturday's Federal Capital Territory FCT Area Council elections by winning 5 out of 6 chairmanship positions in the country's capital. The People's Democratic Party PDP candidate for Gwagwalada Area Council polled 22,165 votes to defeat Yahaya Shehu for the APC, who scored 17,788 votes. The APC won the chairmanship seats in Buhari, Abuja Municipal Area Council, Amak, Kwali, Abaji, and Kuje area councils. In Amak, Christopher Mike Kalango, the incumbent and APC candidate, scored 40,295 votes to win the election. Moses Paul of the African Democratic Congress ADC came second with 12,109 votes, while the PDP polled 3,398 votes. In the Buhari Area Council, Joshua Ishaku, the APC candidate, won the election with 18,466 votes. The ADC scored 4,254 votes, while the Zenith Labour Party polled 3,515 votes to come second and third places, respectively. In Kwali Area Council, Daniel Nuhu, the APC candidate, won the election after he scored 17,032 votes, while the PDP came second with 8,575 votes. In Abaji Area Council, Umar Abdullahi Abubakar, incumbent and APC candidate, won the election with 15,535 votes, while the PDP scored 4,547 votes. In Kuje Area Council, Danjuma Samuel, the APC candidate, polled 17,269 votes to defeat Zakoyi Danlami of the PDP, who scored 15,824 votes. The ADC, the coalition of opposition leaders, did not win a single chairmanship seat in the FCT Area Council election. The FCT Council poll was the first test for the ADC as the coalition seeks to make a statement in the 2027 elections. Let's now take a listen to some of the voters expressing their own opinions during the election.
Any improvement. Like they are not sharing. So I will and stand and then they are inside AC. Now come and vote just like that and go, and they will say they will do work. Which work are they doing? So you rather say your conscience than to vote? It's better. That one I know I can drink maybe cold Montina in the evening when I break my fasting, instead of the one that will come and stand in the sun. They will not give me anything and I will still go back, nothing. And even if they win, you don't know me. You don't know me. So it's better I say my vote.
Have you voted?
Yes, I have voted.
So what's the voting process like? What do you perceive around there?
Honestly, there is much corruption in this vote because you can see the way money is just flowing. People are selling their destiny to go and vote for whosoever will so suffer again. So I pity Nigerians.
Have you voted?
Yes, no, I have not voted yet.
So how can you judge the environment?
Well, the environment is actually, as you can see around, is peaceful. Everywhere is quiet, even though there are some silence, people, trying to buy people's vote. And a lot of people are actually interested in selling their vote, which is very, very wrong. Personally, I just came here to vote for believe that you understand is going to deliver for people. So it's actually very bad for Nigerians that we are still at this stage, at this democratic stage, whereby an election that is going to last for 4 years, we will still be asking for 1,000, 2,000.
The government will be long. They are not ashamed of themselves. They are their children. Share it with me. I'm 40 years old. I can't marry a girl like you and kids. I can't build a house. Just 2 rooms. 40 years old. How many years for me as you see me like this? Why if I don't control my mind? It's all doing things up and down. But it's not like that. But I have to think about we too. We are their children. It's not by just rigging election. If you like, to bring forth 1,000 years. But do good for us. That's it. But me, I'm angry with them. That is why I didn't come out to vote. My father is a member House of Representatives, PDP, 2019, under the Gao State. In the same family, the same home, Some of my father relatives refused to vote him. I backed them because he did them wrong. I said, you guys try. Because me, I'm with you people. Why? He has some money. Why didn't he help you people? Don't vote him. It's my dad. Everyone knows. So me, I don't have anything to say about this government. But I wish them good luck. Sure. But I want to tell them just one thing. All of us will go back to God. We all die. No matter who you are, no matter who you be, you must die. And you must live all work together. That's all. You two must go back.
And in fact, everything was successful because I came and I voted some minutes after 8. I've cast my vote. You can see I have thumb printed. You can see my back here. And same time, other people are still coming to cast their vote. At least it is their right. It is my right. I came all the way from this place. I spent 1,500 transport to come to this place in order to do what? To exercise my right. Right? Not that I can't drive from my home, but at least it is my right. And I have to wait till the vote is counted. It is my right to do that. Whosoever that wins, I will say congratulations to that person. No matter, even if it's the person that I voted for or the person I didn't vote for. But all I need is peace. In every polling unit, as you can see this place, this is unit 0119. And you can see to the other place there is 0112. But before it was one polling unit. That is the other side there. Okay? But now it's been divided in order to make it so easy for us to cast our vote, which I have done other people have done and gone.
You've been listening to the World News at 12 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. You've heard from some of the voters who actually came out to cast their votes during the FCT Area Council elections in Abuja over the weekend. That was on Saturday, February 21, 2026. Now, before the elections, of course, you do know that the APC won 5 out of 6 seats. They've been accused of rigging. Some people have been accused of vote buying. In fact, the EFCC arrested 20 people for vote buying and recovered 17 million naira across Abuja on the day of the election. A day before the election, FCT Minister Wike was seen telling the people to vote and leave the rest for him, which some have interpreted as manipulation going on behind the scenes to ensure that APC candidates won. Let's take a listen.
And let me tell you, the chairman have made out what to do. Let me tell you. Do you want to start today? Do you want to start today? And leave the whole world for me. All these politicians made a one that for the America. I tell this man, I can do, I tell him telling you. You have to vote for somebody when you sit up to me and I will listen to you. You know, I don't vote for somebody when I'm going left in the right, and don't start in the way back. I can do great access.
All right, then. Thank you for staying with us on the World News at 12 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I've been joined via the telephone by my guest, Mr. Awa Omiko of the Sunday Editorial Desk. How are you doing today, Mr. Awa? Good afternoon to you, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Good to have you. Good to have you here. Very well. Let's begin with the FCT Area Council elections that took place on Saturday, the 21st. That was about 2 days ago. APC won 5 out of 6.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me, Mr. Awa?
Yes,
The APC
okay.
won 5
Please.
out of 6 seats in the FCT area council elections. And many Nigerians say they are not surprised by this, especially when you hear that Wike told the people to go out on Saturday, vote, and leave the rest for him. Some people have interpreted that as machinations and manipulations going on in the corners, going on behind the scenes to ensure that people win. Would you say the fact that, the PDP managed to win 1 seat was, let it not look as if the APC is taking over everywhere? Recall that there were also by-elections in Rivers and Kano states to fill 2 seats each, and APC won those as well, including in Kano that used to be occupied by NNPP candidates. It was won by the APC.
You see that in Nigeria there is no opposition. There is no opposition. If you can remember, I once told you that the coming election is going to be APC, all true, and it shows that from what we are seeing, this is what is going to repeat itself in consequent elections. Because the oppositions are not prepared. The opposition parties are not prepared. In fact, they are zero. They don't exist. They don't even know. Some of them are just on ground to make noise so that at the end of the day, the ruling party will absorb them and give them appointment. Some of them are jobbers. They don't even know how to operate, how to play the game of opposition. Let them go to countries like America and India and learn. They are not jobs, they are not there, they are not on ground. And that is what we are seeing playing out. If the opposition were on ground, and if we have a strong opposition, and we can make that such comment, it is enough to stop the election. It is enough. They would have held him and make him declare what does he mean by he will finish the rest. We do things here just anyhow and let it go. Look at the results coming out, and that will continue. Because APC has emasculated others. Now they be blaming APC that they are using money. Is it only money? Why can't you have a formidable platform? How many of the parties have formidable? Hello, are you listening? Hello?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
How many of the parties have formidable platforms? None. Some are only known in at Abuja and Lagos and the rest and the capital cities. Are they all in the grassroots? None. Can they? How well have they been able to tackle the government in terms of public issues? It is none. You see them today, they become APC by any little thing they run out again. They're only looking for a platform to showcase their strength to make sure that they too become relevant. In fact, it's a sorry state that their political opposition don't exist. They don't. If the politicians know how to play the game, let them go and form a formidable OPC opposition. APC is a platform. You can see that it is a gathering of people, and I believe, I stand to be corrected, but I know my permutation stand the test of time, and I believe with the end of Tinubu's regime, APC just like PDP will scatter, except they will scatter because there will be no center to hold and to hold them together. And you can see what is happening to PDP. PDP that would have challenged APC is not there. Look at what is happening, particularly within them. And you think when you have such a confusion within the system that they'll be able to come out with a formidable voice? No. MP, which is OD, it is not there too. Where is the party divided against itself? And you may some other accusing APC of causing confusion in other parties. Have a formidable party and you to create to inroad into those parties and break their defense. It's a game.
Mr. Awa, no, even when the opposition, or even if the opposition tries to have a formidable party, there are certain encumbrances that some Nigerians think or believe they will not be able to surmount. For example, Rufai Hosseini posted a particular result sheet, and here is what he wrote on it. Registered voters 345, total number of accredited voters 213, ballots issued 213, number of unused ballots 132, no spoilt ballots, 2 rejected ballots. The total votes cast are 213. There are 213 votes. 211 of those votes are valid, but yet the APC scored 1,212 votes in that same unit. How did that come about? So even if you said the opposition should arrange themselves, they should present a united front, they should come together, there should be a coalition, how can they surmount this right here?
Very good. We have institutions and you have protests. They're instruments to challenge the government. The institutions, and the last of it all is protest. That is the last. When all the trials fail, protest comes up to say we don't want this result. Now, what are the courts and what are they there for? You challenge institutions in the courts. And when you challenge the institutions and they're not getting results, you use alternative means. And the last of it all is protest. You see, democracy does not only strive when you are docile. In fact, you keep democracy with docility, and once the party in government knows that the people are docile, shout at them and they will fizzle away. They will continue to go on with their wrongs. But when you know that this thing can be challenged even to Supreme Court, we have cases here now where people were not properly elected, and yet Supreme Court annulled the election and say the person declared loser should be winners. We have them as governors. We have some reporters, people call them various names. It happened in Anambra, it happened in Ogun, it happened in other places. And that is how it should be. A place where once you are convinced that at a particular booth, the vote registered, the number of people voted is more than the number of people expected to be there, then it's time for you to pick it up and query the position. I keep on saying, and I stand by it, that our opposition are dead. In fact, we last had it during the days of Shagari, when you say formidable position that we stand and challenge things and it will work. And then now, what are we having? Once you give them Ghana must go, they are cowed to keep quiet. But that is not it. We even refer them back to even the US that introduced this which system we are following. Look at that vibrant opposition. You go to India, look at that vibrant opposition. You even go to Europe. Look at that vibrant opposition. And until we begin to do the needful, we continue to get this type of results. I challenge them, let them come together. The only thing is that we are too individualistic, believing that it does not affect my party, it affects that party. And again, come to say you don't have the local standee. But here, there's a local standee because we're a political party. If you say it does not happen to, it is happening to ADC, that is not your party, what happens to you? The same case will be meted out to you. Let them come and form a formidable force and challenge that result. That this is not what we have. So far, that result is authentic, has been stamped, and it is the result that is announced. If not, this be a repetition of what is going of how other elections we go. And I put it to you, if nobody challenges it, it means a status quo.
Mr. Awa, while we're talking about what the ruling party and those who work for them are doing, and also talking about what the opposition is doing wrong, what about the voters? I played an interview from voters in the election on that day, and one person said it is better for her to sell her vote and use the money to buy a cold drink because she's fasting and she cannot come out and vote and not get anything for it after standing under the sun for many hours. Yes. This is a mindset that many Nigerians have. In the Anambra state governorship elections, we saw it. People were pricing. They said, don't pay me 5,000. My vote is worth more than 5,000. So pay me 10,000 naira or more. People came with the mindset of selling their votes.
You see, if you go back to National Orientation Agency, I think, I don't know if that organization is still existing. I think it existed last. If we had, Nigerians had the effect more when Gary Ghana was handling it.
It's still existing actually, but they are complaining of low, very, very, very low funds allocation.
I know that is when I said I don't know if it's existing, I was only trying to be metaphoric.
Oh, if it's still
in
working.
In this case, that is the role of a national orientation agency. Let them come back, let them come out and forth and reorientate the people of their roles they need to play in a political situation, in a situation like in a democracy like Nigeria. Let them tell them their roles, let them define it. And once you begin to tell the people, you are doing what you are doing what is called political education. You are creating the mind that when you sell your vote, you are selling your conscience and you are destroying the society.
Mr. Howard, do you think the people don't know that when they're doing this? For many
people,
it's just about
the
momentary, whatever they can get momentarily because of hunger.
Then, secondly, how many of those that have been arrested selling and buying votes have been tried? That is where I fall back on the institution. Let those that have been arrested, let them be tried, and let them to be seen to be tried, and let it be seen that justice has been meted out to them. If nothing like that happens, it will continue to be. We keep on crying, and nothing will happen until we begin to punish people. Let's punish people in a place, in people that were caught buying or selling their votes. Then not only try them, try that party, because it cannot be vote selling and vote buying. It's a group, it's a chain of people involved. It cannot be just one person. When you begin to go to that level of when you catch the person selling the vote, yes, you are from who you are representing which party, and you try that party, and you let there be a punishment of that party discontinuing in that state election, or if it is a local government, let the party continue to continue in that local government election. You will see some of them sitting on. And it is until we allow our institutions to work, things like this will continue to happen. People will be continue to say, our vote does not count, this vote does not count. And they will continue to do what shouldn't have been done. That is one. We should again bring back reorientate the people, know the implications of what they are doing, and we should make sure that our policemen are equipped to do this job. It wouldn't be a case of witch hunting. Now, which are the police stations? Which are the policemen that were there? How many of them? Why did you not arrest this? Why did you not arrest? By the time you begin to try them collectively, they know that these things need to be put aright. And again, when you begin to talk of nation building, it is not only one agency. It's a multifaceted task, and that needs all the whole institutions to work together. Because here we believe money and the government in power themselves have seen poverty as a weapon to demean the people, and that is why things like this are happening. But we need to make sure that we need to hold them. If you don't hold them, do your needful, how will you be able to make them change? All these are evil things. And I believe until political education is back to the forerunner and the people know their rights in a democracy, things will not change. Lastly,
right. Let's quickly talk about insecurity, and so you can add that to your last thoughts, right? Right now, there is a video making the rounds, as we see almost every other week, of victims of terrorism, victims of kidnapping in the kidnappers or in the terrorists then, they are being made fun of. They are being told to beg Nigerians to gather money for them so that they can be released. Right now it's the video of 2 women. Last week it was the video of 176 victims comprising mostly of women and children who were kidnapped from Kayama local government area of Kwara State during the attack that took place there a few weeks ago. The federal government has come out to say it's foreign terrorists behind most of the killings in northern Nigeria. That these people speak French, which is not a Nigerian language. But many times the video that's making the rounds right now, the language they're speaking there is Hausa. Sometimes they speak Fulfulde and others. What about the people who speak these and other Nigerian languages? When the federal government says, oh, they are not Nigerians, do you think they're trying to shift the blame?
Well, it could be that too. You are not too, if you say that you are not too far away from that, but you must discover that Hausa as a language cuts across West African countries. So we don't know where at a particular place or community or state or country that those people may be held and are asking for money. That is one. So we can't, even French, this language that cuts across, it's only difficult to actually identify the state, the country, or the region where they come from. But however, technology has made things easier. You can easily pinpoint, just like the ones Mnet had to locate where kidnappers were and they were held. If you can employ technology, train our people on that skill, they'll be able to detect where that video was shot and where a particular location, to know if that location is in Nigerian territory or not. Language or whatever, not relevant this time around. But the issue is that locating if that crime took place in Nigeria and in our country, and if the people are held within our territory, that is where technology comes in. We are not in a period, in a millennium where technology works and where technology should put to the task to determining and to arresting these people and even to stopping crime at the north. So we shouldn't be crying over spilled milk. We should rather up our technology to arrest the situation. Government coming to deny it's not true. Denial shouldn't be the game. Denial is an act of failure. It's an act of weakness. When you know the thing is happening and you're denying, it's an act of weakness. And it shows that you are failing as a government. But if they have come to say, yes, this thing we on it, we've located the exact spot, and this exact spot is there. It will be done. You look at how things are done in US. You look at how things are done in other places where they only use the same technology which we can afford. Not we just going to buy arms. If you buy arms now, you are not improving yourself technologically, you are more or less wasting your fund. Because it is that technology that will give you the go ahead, that will guide you, that will tell you where these people are and the routes where they are taking and how you can run across them. So that is what government should work on, and not come here to show us, to give us excuses that what they are doing or what they are not doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Awa Omiko, for joining me on the World News at 12 this afternoon. I really appreciate your analysis and your perspective. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. You have been listening to the World News at 12 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Just before we wrap up, let's take a look at the top stories again. You heard that violence has erupted across Mexico as army kills drug cartel leader. Terrorist parade traumatized victims kidnapped in Zamfara, Sokoto region. Federal government reveals foreign terrorists behind most killings in northern Nigeria. And ADC loses. PDP secures one council as APC dominates FCT elections. And that is a wrap on the World News at 12 on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Chama Innocent. Good afternoon to you and thank you for listening.